Hey, what's going on? I'm L'Apprentice Demand, and in today's video, we're going to do a review on Volvic Water. I think it's a spring or a mineral water. But nonetheless, we're testing Volvic. So, let's get this opened up. And this is one that people have been asking me to test. And I noticed it was in the US. Like, I've seen this overseas, being in the military and everything. I've seen it overseas, but not really stateside much. Nonetheless, I was able to get it. And we're going to be comparing it to this electrolyzed reduced water. And we're going to see how well both of these play out. So, the first test we are doing is on antioxidants, and this is the most important test. And the reason why is because we have these things known around us, known as free radicals. They're in everything. And what they do is they take the electrons from our healthy cells, and when that happens, that creates oxidation and inflammation. So just imagine any type of itis, bronchitis, tendonitis, plantar fasciitis. That's inflammation happening in different areas of the body, okay? So our antioxidants are actually going to help lower and neutralize that. So those are your fruits, your vegetables, your vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, and it can be your water, okay? So they are full of those electrons, which is going to help lower that inflammation, reduce that oxidation, and keep us looking young, alright? So how do we find out if these are oxidizing or an antioxidant? We are going to use this meter right here, okay? So if we see a positive number, that means it is oxidizing, creating more sickness and dis-ease and aging in the body, okay? If we see a negative number, that means it's a strong antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, anti-aging water, alright? So let's see what we get here. I want to do it with Volvic. Oh boy. It's looking like a 199. What's going on? What's happening here? And the more I stir it, the higher it goes. It's already over 200, right? So this water is oxidizing, okay? So let's see how the electrolyzed reduced water does. What are we seeing here? Okay, we're seeing a negative. So you see that dash? We're seeing a negative 680, okay? Making a very strong antioxidant, right? So just to give you a heads up, your green tea is actually like around a negative 100. So this is the equivalent of 6 green teas. 6 or 7 green teas that just hit negative 700, right? So there you go. That's the first test, the most important one. And we see that Volvic water is pretty oxidizing. Let's go ahead and jump into our next test. All right, on to our second test. This one's all about alkalinity. What's up with my words today? But it has nothing to do with our stomach, okay? So when we come out of the womb, we come out alkaline, right? And as time progresses, as we get into more of that oxidation and inflammation stuff that ends up happening, we start becoming more acidic, right? So having our blood maintained at 7.365 is important, and it's going to do that. Question is, are we giving it things to help it, or are we giving it things to make it worse, all right? So we are going to take these pH drops, put them in both of the waters, and if we get a red or orange or yellow, that means it's acidic. And it's forcing our body to take the minerals and electrolytes from us, from our skin, from our bones, joints, and ligaments. And this leads to a lot of different health complications, okay? However, if we see a blue, purple, or dark purple, that means it's alkaline. It's helping our body with getting those minerals, all right? So let's see what we get here with Volvic water. Alright, so Volvic is looking alkaline. It is looking like an 8. Let me know what y'all see. And we're getting between a 9 and a 10 with the electrolyzed reduced water. So anytime I see alkalinity, I want to test it. I want to test it by blowing into it and seeing if it can maintain that strength and actually help neutralize acidity, which is the whole reason why we're drinking it, right? or if it changes, like if it is weak and it turns acidic itself, right? So I'm gonna blow into it. If it's good, it may go down to a green. If it's good, if it's great, it's gonna keep that color. And then if it's something up with it, it's gonna go acidic, right? So let's see what happens here with Volvic Water. Alright, I don't think it's changing. What color did it change to though? It looks like it is neutral. I think I add some more drops. Or maybe a little slightly below neutral. Alright, but it looks neutral to me. I don't know what you guys see. But this is a mineral water. So this literally is a mineral water. It says natural mineral water. And there's no ingredients on it. Talks about renewable energy. Oh, mineral composition. Calcium, sulfates, magnesium, sodium, bicarbonates, potassium, silica, chlorides, nitrates, dry residue. What? It's made in France. And that's all there is really to it. So this is a French water. That makes sense why. Maybe you guys see it more where you're at, but I don't see it too often, right? But I would say it's slightly, it's between us, I want to say it's a 7. It maintains its neutralness. So let's see what this electrolyzed reduced water does. Alright, so this one is not changing. So it's going to be able to handle much more acidity and for a lot longer of a time. Alright, so just keep that in mind. But there you have it. There's our second test on alkalinity. Let's go ahead and jump into our next test. Alright, on to our third test. Let's see if I can keep it together. This one's all about superior hydration, okay? We want to make sure that we're getting hydrated at a cellular level, okay? And our representation or test that we're going to use to test that is tea, alright? We're going to see if we can make tea, alright? What we're going to do here, and the reason why we're doing that, is because we want to make sure water is small enough to actually hydrate us at a cellular level, okay? And while the tea bag is not exactly the size of our cells, it's a good representation, alright? It's a good visual display. So what we're going to do here is put water in both of the cups. Then we're going to give it 10 dunks to see how much tea we're able to actually get from the water. So we're going to start here with Volvic Water. And then we're going to do the same thing over here with the electrolyzed reduced water. Alright, and we're going to give these both 10 dunks. Let's see what happens, alright? Let's go ahead and do that. Starting now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As we see, Volvic isn't really making that much tea, but the electrolyzed reduced water makes a dark, bold tea, right? Which is simply amazing. So if you're someone who drinks tea, you can probably use this tea bag multiple times and get the same amount of flavor, same impact than this water here. In fact, we just did this cold, so you'd be able to actually have cold tea. You just add some ice if you want it really cold. But with this one, we would have to boil the tea to get the water molecule small enough to actually make it this dark, and then we have to let it cool off and then add ice and all that stuff, right? So this just goes to show you how well this is at hydrating us, and this is just the water molecules in this are too big So you're getting like maybe 10 or 15% of them that are actually small enough to actually hydrate at that cellular level, right? So that's a great visual representation. And there you have it. Let's go ahead and do a quick recap on this water. All right, we completed our test. We made it. We somehow did it. We got Volvic tested, and we tested for 3 things, right? The first one was antioxidants, and we saw that it was oxidizing. It was in the 200s, which was crazy. I wasn't expecting that. While electrolytes reduced water ended up being around a negative 700, which is a fantastic antioxidant, right? The second thing we tested for was alkalinity, and we saw that Volvic was looking like an 8, and then when we gave it some acidity, it dropped down to a 7, and it didn't go acidic though, which is fantastic. I like that part. Electrolyte reduced water was around a 9.5, and it stayed there. Last but not least, we tested for superior hydration, and we see that Volvic doesn't really hydrate us that much, right? While the electrolyte reduced water did a better job in making tea. And I know what we're probably thinking, that the tea bag was different, but I'm telling you right now, it's different water, all right? It's the water that makes all that happen, okay? So, thanks for watching this video. If you are serious about your health and want to improve your water intake, how you're doing that, and save money in the process, you may want to check out this electrolyte reduced water. I have more information in the description of this video, and it's that first link pinned in the comments section, all right? Thanks for watching this video. Let me know what you want me to test next, and I will see you in the next one.